This is the Spartan Body and Mind Podcast. This is Seth Winterhalter, your host for the day. Today's program is going to talk about how to create discipline. How do you create discipline within your mind, within yourself, to be able to attack the things that matter most in life? How to create discipline. Today's program is brought to you by the Spartan program. In fact, the Spartan program is becoming the Spartan Challenge. If you're looking for a program to get you Spartan fit, both physically and mentally, I want you to encourage you to go to thespartanprogram.com, thespartanprogram.com. We are taking 25 applicants. In fact, we are hoping to fill this program by the Saturday after Black Friday. So if you are listening to this during the week of Thanksgiving 2023, want to encourage you, be a part of the first Spartan Challenge that's going to run January 2nd through the end of March. We're giving all participants who join this week the entire month of December free to be able to get you on an on-ramp to be able to get up to speed so that you attack the challenge full speed, full steam ahead. So go to the Spartan program, check that out. Today, how to create discipline. I get this a lot. Seth, you're so disciplined. How do you eat the same meals? How do you work out 6 days a week? How do you tackle all that you do in life? Man, you must have incredible discipline. You're right. I do have incredible discipline. And how? Because I built it. And it's not that hard to build discipline. That's why I want to talk about today. How do you build discipline? It's very easy. What's not easy is the distractions in life. But once you clear out the clutter, figure out what you want to do with your life, and then take these 3 steps, I think it's very easy to create a path of discipline. So to start with, I just want to define discipline. And I'm not defining it. Google, we're going to go to the Googles. And the Googles tells us this. Discipline defined, the definition of discipline is the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. The practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. So let's put that into our framework. Discipline for us is going to be the practice of training ourselves toward a code of behavior and using punishment to correct disobedience. We are going to train ourselves to obey a code of behavior, and we will use punishment to correct disobedience. Let's break those 3 parts down. This is how to create discipline. Number 1, create a code of behavior. Before you train yourself, before you punish yourself, what are you punishing yourself for? A lot of people punish themselves not for their code of behavior, but for the branches, so for example, how do I explain this best? They punish themselves for not going to the gym. Oh, I didn't go to the gym. I'm a failure. So then you have negative self-talk. You're punishing yourself by speaking negatively about yourself. You're a failure. You can't stick with it. I'm going to punish myself by basically whipping myself mentally, by shaming myself. But here's the issue. The gym isn't the issue. The issue was you disobeyed a code of behavior. You've got to create the code of behavior to then be able to punish yourself correctly so that you can change, so that you can actually be disciplined to become the person you desire to become. So what is your code of behavior? The code of behavior isn't I go to the gym. The code of behavior is I don't make excuses. The code of behavior is there are no excuses. So for me, my code of behavior is no excuses. I will eat what I set out to eat. I will go to the gym according to the plan I set out. And my code of behavior is there are no excuses for that. If I create a plan, I'm sticking to it, right? Because I have a code. My code is no excuses. My code is I think quick and I act quicker. I don't sit around and ponder all the workout program possibilities there are. No. I think, I go, what is my goal? My goal personally is bodybuilding. I want to shape my body, my aesthetic. I want to have, right? I don't go to the gym just to be active. I don't go to the gym to see how much I can, to set PRs. Again, those are good goals if those are what inspire you and keep you dedicated. For me, I want to build a I want to see the growth of various body parts on my body to create a complete aesthetic towards what I'm trying to achieve, right? That's for me. That's what motivates me. That's what inspires me. That's what keeps me active and engaged in my gym activity. So you've got to figure out, so that's not what I punish myself. Oh, I don't look the way I want to look, so I'm going to punish myself. No. I want to think, okay, what do I want to accomplish? Okay, now let's just go do something. So a lot of us overthink, and that's what keeps us from actually acting. You need to act. Discipline only works if you're acting. You can't discipline non-action. And so be a person who acts. Be a person who thinks quickly and who acts quicker. We're doing the Spartan program. You know you need something. You know that you're one of your excuses is I just don't have consistency. I just don't have the motivate. I hear it all the time. One of the number one things I hear from potential clients is I'm struggling with motivation. Great. You know how to be motivated? Do something. Just do it. Just act. Okay, so your code of behavior. What is your code of behavior? For me, it's no excuses. It's I think quick and I act quicker. I'm just not going to delay around choices. I'm going to act. I'm going to test. And if I don't like something, I'll change. I'll modify, right? But I want to act. There are other things. I don't want to take a ton of time, but what is your code of behavior? And then out of the code of behavior, you practice the training, right? The practice of training ourselves to obey a code of behavior. Well, how do I know if I'm obeying that code of behavior? Well, I have to practice the training of it. Where do I do that? In the plan. So what's the plan? The plan is the daily rhythms. I create a plan of daily rhythms, such as what time do I want to be out of bed by? I think everyone should set a time that is drop dead, you will be out of bed. You should set a time for when you want to be out of bed and when you will be out of bed. That way you don't endlessly hit the snooze button. That way, if you wake up when the first alarm goes off and you're like, man, I feel like I'm toast. Okay, give yourself a 20-minute reset, right? To just, let me just see if I need 20 more minutes. And actually use it to sleep. Don't grab your phone and dilly around. No. Set a time and then wake up and then set a dead time where you have to be out of bed. That's called, then there are no excuses. I have no excuses. This is when I get out of bed. What do you eat, right? What's your plan for your nutrition? This is where I think it's good to look ahead. People that don't look ahead, I have a lot of people are just, I just want to kind of play it by ear. Great. Play it by ear and stay the way you are because playing it by ear has got you where you are at. So let's just look at reality. If that got you where you're at, then you can't play it by ear. You're not trained to play it by ear. Let's train you through a plan. Let's have a plan for nutrition that we know will work. Let's have a plan for your schedule throughout the day. What kind of things do you tackle? What's your work schedule? You don't just go to work from 9 to 5. You should have a schedule. This is when I tackle big projects. This is when I tackle emails. This is when I do meetings. Why? Because you have different creative power in your mind throughout the day. And if you schedule all your creative work at the end of the day when you're tired and zoned out, you're going to produce crap results. So you should have a schedule that you adhere to that allows you to say no to things and yes to things. So you're just not flying willy-nilly by the seat of your pants. You won't be able to train a code of behavior if you do not have a schedule. It doesn't mean you have to be like type A down to the minute. You can be artistic in that, but what is it? I'm an artistic, right? I'm very artistic. But I still have a schedule. I have blocks throughout the day that I do certain things. And I give myself some wiggle room, but not much, because if I give myself too much wiggle room, I'll be all over the place. I'll be painting Picasso, and that ain't going to help. What's your plan for the gym? What's your plan to be to bed, right? Where are you going to practice that code of behavior? If my code is no excuses, then the plan helps me know if I'm making excuses or not. The plan allows me to put that code of behavior into practice. It's going to be hard to put into practice to judge if you are living according to a code of behavior if you do not have a plan of attack. So, the practice of training ourselves to obey a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. So, do you have a code of behavior? Do you have a plan for the day so you can practice that code of behavior? And then 3, what are the punishments? How do you do corrective discipline? How do you correct your disobedience to your code? You're probably not going to give yourself a spanking. That would be odd. So part of a punishment is assessing, where have I failed in my code of behavior? How do I adapt so I don't make those excuses? If you know that I talked to a client the other day who said, it's just real hard. I've got young kids, and so their snacks are all over the house. And so, man, it's hard having all that stuff. It's just an easy temptation. Great. What are we going to do, right? I have a friend who it's just like you put all that stuff into one area, into one pantry that you do not use. And that's the forbidden closet. You're just never going to go there. And if you need to make a snack for the kid, then you're going to have a snack for yourself, and it's going to be blueberries, or it's going to be, right, unsalted, unbuttered popcorn. You've got to make a plan, and you've got to set some disobedience. So the disobedience is like, so if you give in to temptation, how can you, right, punish yourself? So you may say, hey, I messed up. I ate a meal that was off program. This is why it's good to program, right? If you're going to have, what's called a cheat meal. I don't like to call them cheat meals. I just go part of your program. If you want a burger and fries, if you're going to have date night or whatever you're going to do where you're going to eat a little sloppy, then put that into the program. There's nothing wrong with that, right? When do I get a cheat meal? What is a cheat meal? I don't understand that. If I know something's coming up where I'm going to eat off my normal, really dialed in healthy plan, fine. I'm just going to account for it. It's just calories. It's just macros. Doesn't mean I'm going to bring my scale and weigh it, but I am going to be really mindful about that day's calories. I'm going to be mindful about my workout the day after, so I can put that a part of my overall plan. So what could happen is, right, you go to work and, man, you had a donut. Okay, you're going to do an extra half an hour of cardio. And I don't mean, hear me here, I do not mean you're going to do an extra half an hour of cardio because you looked online and you saw the calories for the donut were 400. And so now you're looking at your treadmill and you're going to do the treadmill until you burn 400 calories. If this is you, will you just stop it? Can I give you permission to stop that nonsense? It doesn't work that way. Like, it is not, if you eat a donut and it's 400 calories, you can't just do the treadmill for 400 and call it even. Nutrition does not work that way. Donuts do not work that way. You did more than just eat 400 calories. You put sugar in your body. You disrupted your metabolism with garbage. You did more than just put in 400 calories. And so stop that nonsense. The other nonsense is that your treadmill actually counts calories. Like your treadmill has no idea how many calories you specifically are burning. So I'm not saying go do the treadmill if you eat a donut because you need to balance out those calories. I'm saying use it as a form of punishment to go, I don't want to be at the gym a half an hour extra, but you know what? When I do something wrong, like eat off plan, I'm going to punish myself. I'm going to punish myself with some extra cardio. I'm going to punish myself with a push-up challenge. I'm going to go into, the gym, and after my workout, I'm going to do push-ups until I puke because I don't want to be tempted to do the donuts again. I'm going to, when I get home, if I mess up on my nutrition or if I skip the gym, then my punishment is I don't get to look at my phone the rest of the night, right? How can you punish yourself in a healthy way to make you go, man, I think a lot of people, there's just never punishments, right? The reason you fail to be disciplined is because when you mess up, you do some mental punishment. Oh, I suck, I'm a failure. But that's all you do. Well, guess what? That doesn't help you. That's not going to motivate you to get your butt back into gear the next day. All that shame, all that mental punishment. No, what you need to do is go, no, I'm better than this. In fact, you need to speak positively to yourself. This isn't me. This isn't how I operate. I'm not a slacker. I'm not undisciplined. Did I have a moment where I gave in? That's right. And I'm going to discipline myself for that. Do some extra cardio. I'm going to do some extra push-ups just to tell myself this is what happens. Do you want to do a push-up challenge? No, I really don't. I'd rather watch Netflix and relax when I get home. Great. Then stop being a pansy and getting off track, getting off plan. Stick to your plan. You're a person, your code of behavior is you don't make excuses. You made an excuse today. Stop doing that. Here's the punishment. No phone, no TV, extra push-ups, right? The reason you have no discipline is because there's never punishment. There's never a consequence to your to you betraying your code of behavior, for you settling for comforts, right? That could be part of your code. I do not live for my comfort. I call out false comforts. My code of behavior is I seek challenge, not comfort. That's powerful, right? What is your code of behavior? What then is so the three parts? What's your code of behavior? How are you going to practice the training of that code? And that means you need to plan. You need to have a dialed in plan that then you know where you fail so that there can be, number 3, adequate consequences. What are the consequences going to be? So you need to do some work. You need to think about your code of behavior. You need to think about the plan that will put into practice that code of behavior. And you need to think about some real consequences that you would not like to face. Some real consequences that you can enact upon yourself when you do fail. So how do you create discipline? You create a code of behavior. You create an environment where you practice the training of that code of behavior through a daily plan of your rhythms and routines. And number 3, you give yourself consequences when you disobey that code of behavior. How to create discipline: code of behavior, practice of training, consequences. I hope that helps. If you need help creating that code of behavior or a plan or working through consequences, we'd love to help. Hit us up. SethWinterhalter.com. You can schedule a call, an assessment call. We'd love to talk about coaching. Go to the Spartan program. Again, the Spartan program is becoming the Spartan Challenge. We are taking 25 people through the challenge. It's going to be some awesome prizes. It's going to be some awesome camaraderie. It is going to be an incredible, life-changing, transformational program. It starts in January, but we're giving you the month free of December if you jump in during this Thanksgiving week. So do not delay. Jump in now and be a part of that. Until next time.